Getting back to our top story now, pilgrimages here in the Diocese of Brooklyn are making a comeback, and there's no one better to talk about it than Father Gerard Sauer, Diocesan Director of Pilgrimages and pastor of St. Patrick's in Bay Ridge. He joins us now. And Father, people haven't been allowed into Europe for over a year. Have you been seeing an increased interest in the pilgrimages now, or are people still hesitant to travel?
Well, I think people are still definitely hesitant to travel, but we had three pilgrimages on the horizon before the pandemic, and that was to Hungary for the Eucharistic Congress, to the World Meeting of Families in Rome, and to Oberammergau, the Passion Play. So I think anyone who had had a pilgrimage pre-scheduled, they're anxious to travel, and now I think that people are getting more comfortable with people being vaccinated. The inquiries certainly have been stepping up a little bit.
Oh, that's good to hear. I hear you're already planning some trips. What's on the agenda and what can people expect?
Well, the first pilgrimage we have on tap, and hopefully will continue, Brooklyn has had an unbroken chain of pilgrimages to the National Shrine in Washington, D.C. So hopefully in October of 2022, we'll take our pilgrims back to Washington, D.C. In addition to that, we would have the World Meeting of Families next June in Rome. Oberammergau, the Passion Play, which is always in 2010, 2020. This one would be in 2022 because of the pandemic. We would be going back to Oberammergau, Germany, and then World Youth Day in 2023 in Lisbon.
Oh, it sounds so exciting. I've never been on one of these trips. So tell me, how can a pilgrimage help to strengthen your faith?
In many ways. So first of all, going to places like Israel, to the Holy Land, or going to Rome, I mean, just naturally it strengthens your faith because of where you are. But also it strengthens your faith by seeing some of these holy sites where Jesus walked, where our church got its foundations. To come back from the Holy Land and say, wow, that's what the Mount of the Beatitudes looked like. Or I was up on Mount Tabor where the Transfiguration took place. Or that's the place where my Lord was crucified. So it really puts you in touch with a lot of things that we've learned or we've been steeped in as Christians all our lives.
And now you've been doing this since 2006. How many pilgrimages have you been on, and where do you usually go? Do you have a favorite spot?
I would say they're all unique. They're all special. I think Israel is my favorite. I've been to Israel 10 times.
Wow.
Personally, some on personal retreats, some as a seminarian, but I've led 30 international pilgrimages for the diocese since taking this job in 2006.
You know, it's funny, I was looking at the pictures of your former trips, and it's funny to see everybody crowded, all these big crowds everywhere. Do you think that's going to change a little bit, even though people may be vaccinated by the time you go?
I think life has changed for all of us.
Yeah.
I guess, or I bet one day this will all be in the rearview mirror, like the pandemic in the year 2018, correct? That certainly was in the back mirror when we had the Spanish flu in our own country, right? So eventually things do go in the back mirror, but I think in the distant future or the near future, I think we're going to see more distancing than we have in some of those photos that I sent. But I bet you will be back to normal at some point.
Yeah, we're all praying for that. Father Gerard Sauer, Diocesan Director of Pilgrimages and pastor of St. Patrick's in Bay Ridge. Happy travels.
Thank you so much. God bless.
If you're watching Currents News on YouTube, be sure to hit the subscribe button and click on the bell to get updates to all of our newest content, because we are putting your faith in the news.